we're already live. But before we actually start recording, I'll say that I think it's funny that so far it's been, all right, let's pick these movies that we think this person's going to like. And notoriously, we've been scoring lower than normal.
Definitely lower than normal. Definitely lower.
We've been average to less for 2 cycles worth of our movies so far.
Sad. We're supposed to be good at this.
I know. We don't have a pulse on each other at all.
We have 50 movies between the 4 of us.
Right. And tanking.
And we don't know what the fuck we like.
I feel like I'm doing okay.
All right, well, Nathan, so far,
we'll see.
We'll see by the end of this one.
Yeah.
Let's see if the cell steals it.
I hope so.
Anyway.
I sure like it.
So, I liked it. I liked it. Nathan, his reactions are the best. Make sure to clip him on the Effin' Movie Podcast. I'm your host today, Dylan Camacho. I banged the table. I wasn't supposed to.
There you go.
Hey, with me here today. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Corona, guys. It's really kicking in.
Gosh.
It's been a whole week. We haven't left. We've got Nathan, fresh from his Corona trip from Florida.
Yeah.
Price, who's just been hanging out with people. And Mason, who works in a grocery store. And this is our whole show. Today we are talking about The Cell with Jennifer Lopez, the 2001. Those are all really important factors for finding the right movie.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep.
Price. Why don't you tell us about this movie, buddy?
All right, so I'll do it just like the movie does. We're going to start off in one totally separate storyline, starting with J-Lo, and she is basically inceptioning into this rich guy's kid, trying to heal his coma, whatever. That's basically what she's doing. They can't figure it out. Then we got Vince Vaughn, and it goes off on him for like 30 minutes with nothing touching back to J-Lo, where basically there's a serial killer running around. He captures girls, tortures them, does a bunch of weird stuff with him. We got Vincent D'Onofrio, who is the serial killer, who's like doing weird stuff as well. They're trying to find him. They finally find him. He goes into a coma because of reasons, sick or something.
Activated trauma from it. I mean, it was
it's convenient, whatever it is. He goes into a coma that they can't get into. So they're like, oh, let's merge these 2 plot lines that so far have not had anything to do with each other. So they bring J-Lo in. She starts trying to heal the serial killer because he knows where he captured a girl. She's going to die if they don't find him. She goes in. Then she's like, oh crap, I'm kind of stuck in here. And then Vince Vaughn's like, oh, I'm the second main character. I can go in and try to help, even though I have no experience. Mm-hmm. And he jacks in, and then they finally get J-Lo out. They heal the serial killer, find the girl, everything ends happy.
Yeah.
You forgot about the dog.
the dog does end happy. It does wind up with J-Lo, which is very good for the dog.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, he was a very good boy. Well trained. He knew how to act like he could get hit by a car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he did exactly what his owner asked him to do.
Great dog. This is a good, feel-good movie, guys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially when Vince Vaughn's getting his intestines like on that little spill or whatever.
I mean, if you watched Wedding Crashers recently and didn't think it aged well, then this is the movie for you.
All right, so Nathan, why did you pick this movie for our lovely bachelor over here?
Well,
this is up for grabs, by the way.
I feel like
just one.
And right now it's a low bar.
It is a movie that does have like those bits of the strange and like gory side of the world, and I mean, Mason has said before that the reason that he likes horror is because it takes you out of the norm. It's something very like harsh and unusual, and that's part of why he enjoys seeing those kind of movies. This isn't really horror, but it does have like the more kind of grotesque, fantastical things happening within it. The intestines being pulled out being one thing.
Yes.
The horse being sliced. At one point, there's a horse, and the child version of our serial killer is talking with J-Lo and like is becoming more and more concerned as this clock is ticking down. Then he runs across the other side of the room, and this horse that's in the middle of the room just gets sliced into several pieces and opened up
like an accordion.
And you see that the horse is still very much alive, and you can see all of its organs moving around on the inside of it.
That was cool as shit.
That was a really cool scene.
That was one of the
That
cool
is
scenes.
the standout scene that I've never forgotten about.
And it's not important to the movie. It's like a 2-minute scene. It's really cool though.
It's cool, but it's these kind of things that I was like, this is the kind of thing that I think Mason would appreciate seeing in a film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me speak for Mason here. Why would you pick for me and not for Dylan? Because this seems very much like a Dylan pick because it is Inception.
I hate
Well,
Inception.
Terrible movie.
I don't like, even though this is Inception adjacent,
Mm.
much as Paprika is Inception adjacent, I don't think that necessarily is like going to be Dylan's movie,
It's
because
true.
Inception is a heist movie with an ensemble cast with Tom Hardy.
Yes.
Also.
Don't
forget that
Very
he's-
good
Ah.
Only one though.
Yeah.
And this
The movie
movie,
could
this movie doesn't have Tom Hardy, so you know, I
Couldn't
couldn't
pick
do
it.
it.
You had to pitch one way and then pitch the other. I
It
know.
does have an incredibly buff woman that is really terrorizing. She is actually like that part of that movie. Honestly, I'm like, this is pretty terrifying. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm J-Lo and I just randomly get handed by this very large China-like woman, I'm just like China the wrestler, not China as a
Yeah.
Was
Chinese
she a
movie.
woman?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't know.
Well,
yeah, I mean that's
I mean,
fair,
okay,
but
I'm not going to presume her
she's-
gender in 2020.
Yeah.
She's in a scene where it's like
all the women
at
are
one
cast.
point in the scene is showing all the different women that he has killed in these very strange, torture-esque looking doll-like scenes.
Yeah.
Almost like a zoo where you're looking in and just kind of seeing the scene in these different windows. And in one of them is a incredibly buff woman who sneaks up behind Jennifer, stepping out of her wall that I don't think she ever actually looked into at any point, and like captures her at one
Yeah.
point. during the
Okay,
movie.
before we get too into the movie, I got something for you guys.
Okay.
Especially for you all. So I went to a dollar bookstore the other day,
Uh-huh.
and lo and behold, the only purchase I made that day was the worst movie we've ever watched.
Foxcatcher.
It is Excalibur,
Oh,
I
ladies
don't know
and
what he's
gentlemen.
talking about. That's not the worst movie.
Definitely not.
So I'm going to give this out as a kind of consolation prize to whoever I think I just want to give it to. Like, like whoever talks the best, whoever. It's completely subjective. It doesn't matter.
It
It's like
doesn't
whose line
make
is it
us want
anyway.
to talk better, though. It's going to make
Good.
us want to talk worse.
Good. It'll make them
Nah,
talk
nah, I
worse,
think
so
Nathan
you'll
will want
score
that
it less,
copy.
and then I will win
Yeah.
that.
I've got it on VHS. I could definitely do with a DVD copy. That
Oh,
would be that'd be
man.
great.
Look at it. Look, it even opens like
Yeah,
incorrectly.
Like the old, weird...
I'll go to Chicago.
And the
watch it
DVD is
high
like
right
kind
now.
of scuffed.
Oh,
I don't know if you can tell. It's
Well,
discolored.
hard
That's used.
life.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
used. So
Well
Excalibur.
well loved.
Well,
also going to be up for grabs. So I'm just going to put it over here.
Oh boy. So I wanna start by saying that firstly, it seemed like that whole exhibition hall of like girl dolls or whatever, I think are
Mhm.
like his previous victims. But then there's also incredibly buff, terrifying woman there. I don't think he takes her.
Yeah, I don't think he got her.
I don't. 9 out of 10
She's
times.
the one that got away.
Yeah, I will bet you she beats him to death. Like, no questions asked. So
Hey.
I don't know why she's
But-
there.
Everybody on their day, though.
Yeah.
Everybody, yeah. I
It's
mean,
just
everybody
that
gets
one
one day.
day.
You
Yeah.
just take one bad day. Now, granted, like
Now,
ma-
like demonic side of him
Oh,
could
yeah.
probably have taken her.
yeah, if the demonic side was like
Was
in the real
in the
world,
real
yeah,
world, yeah.
because that guy was jacked. But
Yeah.
you know, this, yeah, kind of going off the buff woman because I want to get away from her for a little bit.
Don't
She's
we all?
great. No, it's that part and the horse part. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm in a little bit.
Yeah.
At first, I was just like, J-Lo not wearing any pants in this scene. All right. But then I was just like, horse get cut in half, and then buff lady. I was like, I'm not into sexually, but I'll watch it. So, no, there's the one part afterwards where I'm gonna agree with Price on this one for the early part. This movie,
Whoa.
this movie
Oh, no.
stumbles a little bit on figuring out how to intro its characters.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like, here's J-Lo, here's the introduction to the movie. I'm like, okay, this makes sense. This is weird, but I'm getting a little bit of a Pan's Labyrinth and like
Mhm.
what's that, Attack on Mars movie? Or not the Attack
it's
on
Attack on
Mars?
Titan.
No.
It's got the buff lady in it, real tall, giant creature.
No, nothing like. Well, maybe with that woman, but I don't know. So anyway, it was like a Wes Carpenter one with like Ice Cube or something like that.
Just keep. We're not.
all the point aside. So it starts there and it gives us the movie that we should be watching, and then it gives us
Attack on Titan.
no, dark, weird Inception, and then it gives us this cop movie, and then it gives us the killer movie part, and then the cop movie part, and I'm just like, there had to be a better way to do this. Like, you could have stitched this and made them all cross over together real early on and be coherent, but this was just, here's 3 different movies, and now they're wide.
The Vince Vaughn portion went on real long.
Yeah, I was like, why is Vince Vaughn here?
And I don't like how they introduced him at all. Like they wanted to they kind of doing the trope where like Vince Vaughn's like the weird, super smart guy who always gets the case done and stuff like that. And he didn't speak for a long time when he's in frame and stuff. Like there was that awful, awful line that he delivers when they're down in the river looking around, and Vince Vaughn gets his first line.
Yeah.
And he's just looking at the water, and he's like, "Is the water usually this low?" And Dean Norris is like, "Yeah, around this time of year." And then that was it. Like it didn't factor into the case or anything at all. His first line is just, "Oh, the water's low for some reason."
He's a detective. He was probably my favorite character. Oddly enough.
I did like his character quite a bit.
His character.
Oh, the serial killer's easily my favorite.
Yeah,
J-Lo's more compelling.
Wilson Fisk was very good.
Imagine she's wearing clothes that actually fit her, Dylan.
Nope. If the movie wasn't going to do it, neither am I. This is J-Lo in her prime. This isn't the Hustlers J-Lo. If I really wanted to catch it, I guess I could catch her.
This is J-Lo enough.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Ooh,
who goes around wearing? She was wearing pants or anything in her own house. You know that part.
I believe that because if I live alone, I probably ain't wearing pants either. I'm about to be working from home soon. If you think I'm wearing pants, you are out of your mind. Believable, but
sorry, Mason was saying something.
Yeah.
Then we cut him off.
No, I think Vince Vaughn was one of the more convincing characters in this. I do think. You could tell he had compassion to get the girl. That's why he went into that dream. That's why, it meant more than just a statistic for him, He wasn't completely on board with the whole, dreamscape kind of thing. You could tell because he didn't even stay in the room. He kind of went off to do some more detective work and try to figure it out on his own. So I think he was compelling. I mean, his lines aren't his fault. It's just one of those...
The way he delivers them.
He's like, I'm here to pay my mortgage, fam. I don't care what y'all think.
Yeah, and he hasn't aged a bit, I don't think. He looks
no, he really hasn't.
He just got bigger, but that's about it. But Wilson Fisk, the serial killer guy, he was actually really good.
He was easily my favorite.
Yeah,
he's really good.
And he was good.
He really got into his role, too. And I liked it. He wasn't overacting either.
He was appropriately creepy and never felt like he was over the top. Even when the movie is very over the top, he still stays very grounded.
When he's spinning the intestine skewer or whatever, and he's doing that weird laugh or whatever, I didn't see that was overacting. It was really just that weird.
I think some of the best things to come from this movie are some of the shots within the dreams. I think especially as soon as she first goes under into his dream, I think that those were some of the best parts. The horse was a big one. But even before that, she woke up, with that, the bag on her head, and then that blood dripping, and then the dog shaking, and that whole dark cellar kind of world was just great. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I think they spent a lot of time on certain spots of this movie, and I think most of them did pretty well. There were some that I actually hated the beginning. Whenever she was walking through the desert, I couldn't stop.
I didn't
know what I was getting myself into.
Of course you did, Nathan.
Of course you did. It's a beautiful thing you saw in the desert. Of course you did.
And it makes no sense. It makes no sense in the movie. It's just interpret it as you will. It's beautiful art.
The tone...
this is Nathan written all over it.
The tone of the movie felt very much like I was getting into something much more fantastical, and then it just slams into a very grounded horror reality by going into this
where a girl's drowning in a tub.
Right.
Yeah, and tonally, too. One can argue that that's never going to It's tough to sit there and say that this is all about going into dreams and this is like a fantastical movie because it does change entirely as soon as Vince Vaughn goes in there and he gets captured. Things get real bad. I mean, it just the whole intestines thing happens, and then she fights that big behemoth lady. Yeah, it gets very, I don't know, grody. Very
grody.
Yeah, like there's a hint of gore. They do it not super dark, but I guess
a hint of gore. They pull a man's intestines.
The intestines was the worst
other than the intestine.
That was honestly I know it's gonna sound weird, but that scene was my favorite scene. Convincing. That one, and then I don't know why, but the scene I guess when Vince Vaughn breaks into the tub or whatever and saves that girl, actually felt like he, like you said, he actually felt compassion for her and really wanted to save her. Yeah. And I really bought it.
So I think we go into fat, fit, perfectly thick. Dang it, every time.
I don't care.
You know the bit. They aren't going to want to let me say the whole thing. Fat movie goes too long. Thin movie, go more, a little bit more. Perfectly fit, matches the runtime. Perfectly great movie, timing. I'll start. I'm already on it. So, this movie's pretty fit. This movie, it's chubby. I said it and then I'm like, nah, it's a little chubby. The movie,
it felt weird coming out.
Right. I said it and I was just like, the runtime felt pretty okay. It's running a little bit longer than what I prefer. And then, yeah, the scenes in the beginning could be organized a lot better. Like, this isn't so much where I'm cutting, it's more that I'm just re-editing. And
they could have just, like, had them interwoven together.
Yeah.
Have the desert scene with J-Lo, and you're like, what is she doing? And then Vince Vaughn's introduced. Like,
right.
I want to come and figure out what J-Lo's doing, and then...
I'm gonna go back to Chubby on it, because I think about stuff looking back in the beginning of the film. Everything from, like, going into the dude's dreams onwards is fine. Everything pre that is where I'm like, I would move stuff around, or... I'm probably going to cut a lot of this kid that J-Lo is, like, interested in, because they don't really serve a lot into the thing other than to explain, hey, we have the technology.
Yeah, just to show that she's advanced.
Right, but they do spend it kind of has that issue where it spends too much time trying to be focused on this one thing instead of just telling the story that it wants to tell. It's telling this little story here, going on for a while. Oh, and we're back. And Vince Vaughn.
Maybe spending too much time trying to build up the world a little bit.
I would rather them spend more time and investment and energy into the world than the time getting into the world, because I think once they're in it, the movie flows a lot better. But everything prior to that, it does get a little washy, and I think that it just scenes just drag on, and how they edit it in the beginning wasn't my favorite. So yeah, I'm cutting and re-editing the first part of it, but overall I think it doesn't feel like it's like a gruelingly long movie at all. It a little bit longer than what I prefer, but that's not too bad in the scheme of things. Once it gets its tempo, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan?
I feel like this movie is pretty close to fit. I do agree that the beginning of it could maybe be somewhat composed differently, and maybe there's a little bit that you could pull out of it to get you sooner to the more interesting aspect of this movie, which is when it all like comes together and you're actually telling what the story really is. But I mean, I think this is like, though I did pick it for Mason, to me this is a very beautiful movie, which is something that I tend to like for myself.
Always check a box in the Nathan mobile.
Yeah, I mean, it's we didn't really talk about it, but like J-Lo's dream world, where she's basically like Mother Mary almost.
Yeah.
Like that was a very pretty world, and then like it turned into darkness as the demonic side of the serial killer.
Then she started wearing black.
Oh,
which was probably her coolest outfit.
Yeah, no, the outfit whenever Vince Vaughn first meets her.
The costuming was fantastic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot that I liked about this movie, so I don't know that I would want to really do too much cutting, because do you still cut Vince Vaughn open and get his intestines out? Or do you... Yeah.
Oh, we're going in.
Yeah. You gotta leave the Vince Vaughn intestines.
I'm getting a handful of Vince Vaughn tonight.
Yeah, this movie's fat. I'm going more than both of them. Some of those like lingering, like, oh, look how beautiful this shot is, like, doesn't need to be there. Just cut it out. Like, cut out almost all.
Cut out the strengths of this movie.
Just cut out like most of like whatever it is with the kid. Like, I don't care about that. I want to know about the serial killer. That's the story that this is trying to tell. Not this, like, I get that, like, the kid is pretty much there to say, like, oh, J-Lo has experience with this kind of technology. They could just tell us that. We don't have to see that. But, like, it's just like, oh, it gives us more of a reason to indulge ourselves. So, yeah, fat.
Yeah, I think this movie is actually pretty darn fit. I'm okay with, like, there being a kid sometime, the kid version of himself, and then, like, the adult version, because I'm sure...
Well, I don't think that's specifically what he was pointing at. He
was
pointing at
the kid in the coma.
The kid in the coma.
Oh, you're talking about the kid at the
serial killer
beginning.
kid. No,
okay.
I like that
gotcha.
a lot.
I gotcha.
Oh, gosh, especially when, like, she went into that dream and, like, the dad started beating him or something.
Yeah, the kitchen.
Golly. Yeah. That needed to be there.
Yeah, I think I'll agree. Like, the Edward kid at the very beginning, whatever. But I don't think that it was bad. You just needed to know that she was... There's a reason why she got referred to Vince Vaughn after he got comatose, like there's this crazy doctor, her name's J-Lo, you'll never hear of her, doing this thing, so I get that, but I think it was pretty fit. For what it was meaning to do and bringing, this movie was a dream-tastic movie, and it was a detective story. It was like True Detective. Mm-hmm. And somehow they found a way to actually merge these two together pretty darn well. I don't think that I would have ever asked for this. I think that for what they had and this weird intertwining thing, I think it did work pretty well. So
Mason went to the restaurant, ordered a steak, got chicken parmesan, and was not disappointed.
They gave me mahi, and I was like, I'm not a big fan of fish, but I'm sure somebody is.
Yeah, well, I'll give it a try.
Yeah. I'm not gonna send it back. I mean, I'm sure it's good.
Right.
Yeah. So pretty fit. I don't think that it held on for too long. I enjoyed more so the detective side than the dream side, but I liked the visuals of the dream side. If that makes sense.
We're gonna do scores since we started down there last time. We'll start with me, then just go down and then back to Mason.
Okay.
Because I already know exactly where I'm gonna land. I'm going at a 6. I mean, I did enjoy certain scenes. Like I said, I did enjoy certain scenes like a lot. And the casting was like right up my alley too, and not the main cast. Like Vincent D'Onofrio from Fisk from Daredevil, loved him, and then Dean Norris from Breaking Bad was in it.
Yeah, Hank.
Yeah. You probably noticed it when I saw him. Like
Katie even pointed it out, and she was like, "Who is that?" And I said, "That's from that Breaking Bad show." She's like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, it was like doing the credits roll, and I was kind of like half watching or whatever because I was trying to get away from them in the desert. J-Lo roaming around there, and then Dean Norris came up. I was like, I know that guy.
Yeah.
He's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it also kind of brings the score down that this is like the third Dream kind of movie we've watched in the past
I have a lot of watched the Dream movies recently,
and it was exhausting for me. Like when I saw like it was in a dream space, I was already like, all right, this is gonna do something extraordinary to get me in this because I am almost kind of tired of this concept. But that's just me personally. But I still enjoyed other aspects of the movie. So 6.
This is one of my favorites of like just those sort of niche movies that not a lot of people have gotten around to watching.
Never heard of it before.
Nope.
Yeah. So for me, this one I land at an 8.5 on. I waffle pretty close to just being an 8, but it is, it's very visually appealing. I find so many scenes of it to just be really cool. The whole part where the demon version of
Caesar,
the serial killer.
Caesar, get out of here!
Sorry, he came in here and just brought a bone. Oh, thank you. Do I get it? Oh,
only the
see,
highest.
it's right here.
You guys, we're not making it up. Price is chewing on a bone on this one. Sorry, Nathan.
But yeah,
Caesar.
The point at which J-Lo first meets the demonic side of our serial killer, and he's like sitting on a throne and stands up and just has like these huge. It has like a huge cape that is wrapped around the entire room that suddenly starts following him as he's walking down the stairs and everything. Like it's artistically very interesting. Like they did a lot of cool visual things. The dog, like he was saying. There was a lot of good ideas, and I think the desert part was also good just because it was pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked her.
That movie,
I liked her outfit in it as well. I liked her outfit at any point in these dreams for the most part. Like the point where she's enslaved to the demon guy and like laying on the bed too. Like she had a very great costume, very Star Wars-esque, I would say.
Yeah. A little too sexy for Star Wars, but I see where you're going with it though.
But yeah, I mean, this movie's solid.
I'm gonna go and spoil my pick for Nathan. I'm just gonna make like a clip show of just paintings that are just like 5 minutes on this painting, 5 minutes on this one. I'm gonna call it like Juga or something weird like that. And Nathan's gonna be like 11 out of 10, maybe 11.
Nah,
it was perfectly fit.
I'll give Nathan some credit. I think a lot of the strength does come from the visuals because with Dreamscape movies, you really have to sit there and sell it that you're not just in the real world on a set. So I do think that those are really important for the nail. Same thing with the costume design. You have to really transition to say, this isn't J-Lo, this is Dreamverse J-Lo. And she's really that center picture for like how her outfits and all that stuff. I think they really excel in that stuff. But the beginning was hard to get into. I don't really buy Vince Vaughn. He never really just seemed super into it for me. J-Lo I thought was okay, but something about J-Lo as an actress, it's nothing against her. She's a good actress, but it's just one of those moments where I'm like, yeah, but this is J-Lo. I don't know. That's just how I feel. She never excels or does anything super great. I think she did really good whenever she's trying to be innocent with that one kid at the beginning. Like that's about the one part where I was like, okay, I really buy this. But as she's kind of going through all these different verses and stuff like that, everything about her was great, but something about the acting just didn't sell me to put it at like something above like a 7. So I fall like at a 6.5 on this one. D'Onofrio definitely is the heavyweight of the acting in this one, for my opinion. I see all of that, and he's the one that I buy the most. This movie does some really interesting, cool horror shots, and the shots and visuals and everything is great, but it's not enough to carry the movie all the way through for me. At the end, I remember thinking Vince Vaughn, my big gripe, at the end. So Vince Vaughn finds the girl who's in that water tank, and she's like totally away from everything, and here's the whole rest of the tank, and he's like, no, just go back, I'm gonna shoot it. And she's totally within range of him, like now shooting it. Like she was perfectly fine up here, but now he's gonna blast her to pieces. So then he starts blasting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say too that if she was near the glass that was about to shatter, that would have.
I mean, maybe, but
She
listen,
would have fell onto the floor with a broken glass.
she was holding on to something at that point. And I don't know. I have a lot of gripes with that. But anyway, he starts smashing it anyway. So,
Anyways, I started smashing.
yeah, he starts smashing. There's a bunch of electronics right behind it. Now, granted, he's on the clock, so he can't unplug them all. But I'm like, oh man, that's gonna be electricity all through that water. It's just little tiny things that bother me on that stuff. So there's just that moment I was just like, I'm just hung up on this. But yeah, it's a 6.5. It has some parts that it does really well. It just has some other parts that it just doesn't excel in. And there's a couple mishmatch parts. Getting into it, I think if you get into it, you're in a fun ride. But
So what was the score?
6.5.
6.5. I was at a 6.5 before we started talking about it. I do think it's going to go up a little bit. I'm going to give it a 7. I do. I just watched it this morning. It's not that I haven't had any more time to digest it, but I don't know. I think the visuals for it are good. I'm with you, Dylan, on the J-Lo part. She didn't do anything outstanding for me, but I did like Vince Vaughn. But I think he was just your default detective that cared, you know? Yeah. So, I mean, if you put anybody in there, I think it's going to be good. But yeah, so probably a 7 for this. Again, also with Price, the Dream movies lately are very heavy. I feel like they're coming in very much more than they used to, and
That's why it's coming in.
I kind of hope that we're done with those for a while because they're kind of a tough subject, anyways, to nail.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a 7 for me.
Am I in shot? Am I in shot?
Oh yeah, we're good.
Beautiful.
We're good.
Perfect. All right, come on back.
So, Price, would you like to do this part first before I do?
Oh yeah, I'm presenting my award.
Oh.
And this is to go to Dylan because he agreed with me, and I have to award him just like a good dog, like to enforce good behavior. This is positive reinforcement. Here's your positive reinforcement.
Take it, Dylan. It's yours now.
He's gonna resent the heck out of that.
For just being factually accurate on your actual use of positive reinforcement, which is a pretty basic psychology concept, I'll take it. But
yay!
Without further ado, guys, we've had 3 movies all up to the bat. We've all took our swings. Let's see which one hit a home run in Mason's heart.
We need to pick ours first. Which one's the best?
We do.
What did you pick again?
You cannot pick your own.
Okay, I can't pick my own. So my options are between
Pathology
and The Cell.
Yeah.
What's this movie again?
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, we forgot, huh?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It has been a while.
You think you've got it bad that you've got to pick between Pathology and The Cell? I feel like I got it worse and I got to pick between Good Will Hunting.
I feel bad that I have to pick between Good Will Hunting and The Cell.
This has been a weird one.
What a weird time. I picked a weird movie in the scheme of where we went with this flavor trend, guys. But make no mistake, it's going to be The Cell. Pathology.
Big surprise.
If you've seen our review on Pathology, it speaks for itself.
Price gave you something, you gave Price something.
Yep.
I'll take that.
Negative. Nathan?
I guess
if you pick my movie, you can
I guess I'll give it to Good Will Hunting.
Oh, come on!
But it's a toss-up, honestly. Like, at the end of the day, Good Will Hunting is a better movie.
It's also older. You like that.
That's not necessarily true. It's just that's when I used to watch movies, and I kind of stopped for a while.
Okay.
So, got to catch up.
Okay.
Dylan?
I may have rated Good Will Hunting higher than The Cell, but I'm still gonna give it to The Cell because I think I'm gonna remember The Cell more. Good Will Hunting, I have no desire to watch that again, even though if I rated a decent movie, like I could still like bring up The Cell and be like, oh well, it's got something interesting going
But
on.
also true. You don't feel like you're going to watch The Cell anytime soon either, though.
No.
Yeah. That's a spite pick. Make no mistake.
I gave you a movie.
I'm going to give it to Nathan for Christmas.
It's version 270 though.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
All right, so with this, I feel like there's just this major asterisk next to this because I feel like 2 out of the 3 picks were genuine. Let's try to actually win his heart.
I think you should go with those personally.
And that's my issue.
You can't just pick a good movie and be like,
yes.
It should.
Full disclosure, I think Dylan picked a very safe movie. I think it would be like picking Shawshank or Schindler's List, like something that millions of people have seen.
Have you seen Shawshank, by the way?
Yes.
Damn it!
So with that being said, like, Pathology really didn't do it for me. I would say that.
No.
I think
Trust your scores.
I think these 2 were good-hearted in their picks. I do think
Get out of
here.
here.
But unfortunately, I do have to pass it to Dylan.
What?
Like I said, it's an asterisk, and I'm sorry if I had picked Nathan's movie. If I had picked Nathan's movie, I would not have been able to sleep because Good Will Hunting was a better movie.
Thank you.
That's not fair. That's so
not fair. He picked a better movie that you watch more.
Let's replace better with safer movie.
And I don't like
And
that.
that's not you guys' fault.
That's like
I
just picking-
appreciate the movies.
Like,
you
I'm
guys
gonna
picked.
pick Goodfellas for Nathan. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
Like, that's dumb.
I'm not
Nathan
gonna feel
picked
bad
Tom
for
Hardy
putting
times 2 for Dylan.
Exactly.
You know what?
All hands are off.
The safe bets are winning 2 out of 2 times so far. I'm not gonna feel bad for putting money into Tesla stocks, guys. I came out on top. Thank you.
Then why did you give it to him? You're the problem. You
Ah,
are the problem.
because
I
Pathology
should've.
sucks.
I'm fine with that.
Because the cell was okay.
Because I thought it was like
The
good
Cell was
Nathan.
doable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that The Cell was on the right track, but it's.
It didn't get to the final
I
destination.
don't know. I
This
just
man.
don't know.
Ah.
I do apologize to Nathan.
I
I wanted to give it
just
to you,
can't
but I
wait.
couldn't.
Then just give it to him.
King.
Just give it to him. It's right there. Just give it to him.
Good Will Hunting, safe movie. Comment down below if you think that was an okay movie for me to have picked.
Jill, comment below. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
She likes Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
Let him know how he should have picked Pathology. You've seen it. You know how good it is.
We all universally agree Pathology would not have been picked.
Yeah, that would have been.
I am in
For
that part as
anything-
well.
Other than 3rd place.
Which is last.
Yes.
All right, so next 3 weeks we are picking for price with Dylan starting us off.
And I'm going to go ahead and let all you cucks know I am not going with the safe pick. Like, it has to be something that, like,
I agree.
would like.
I agree.
And if every single one of y'all pick anime, I'm not picking any of you because that's just dumb.
That's not true. He'll pick every one of us because he
Well,
loved all 3 movies
if
because he
all-
loves animated.
If the anime's different, if you go like Pixar and then like Ghibli and then like
Dragon Ball
I don't know.
Super.
yeah. Oh, is that what you're picking or something?
I'm picking Brokeback Mountain, everybody. Make sure to tune in next week. Price said, don't pick safe. My safe pick
My God.
was an animated movie, so I picked Brokeback Mountain.
I can't wait to hear his rationale for why I should be the one saying this.
If you want to see why I picked it, make sure to tune in next week. Put your comments below why you think I'm picking this for Price. And if you think I deserve the roses, doesn't matter. I end up with them at the time it's all said and done anyway.
Should we tell the people listening what the 3 options were and how they were announced?
We'll tell them next week.
All right, next week.
Sure. No. I'll tell them right now. So my 3 options ahead of time. I was like, all right, animated movie that Price hasn't seen. Dragon Ball Super, Broly movie. That movie's just sweet. It's animated. He's never watched Dragon Ball Z. It has no connection to property, which makes it risky as hell. But it's animated, and he hasn't seen it, which automatically means I don't get less than a 7.
He may be right.
I'm definitely right. So I just had randomly rewatched Brokeback Mountain not terribly long ago, and I remember thinking, this is one of those really good movies that I remember I would never watch regularly. I just happened to watch it. Really good time. So I was like, yeah, why not? Jake Gyllenhaal, not Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah. I was thinking Tobey Maguire again for a second because Darren Brothers has got me all twisted.
Pawn sacrifice.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire.
Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger they're just fun. So I was like, yeah, sure. That seems like a random wild pick on that.
How much dong is hung?
You'll have to wait and see.
All right.
And then the other one was Sicario. I just remember that Sicario's a good movie. I think we were.
That's one of those safe picks, Mason.
No, it'd be a safe pick
None
for
of these
Mason.
3 would have been safe.
None of these 3 are technically safe, but of them, the safest one was Dragon Ball Super because it's animated. So I was like, all right, fine. You don't want to see
I would
a
have actually
sweet.
said Brokeback.
I don't mean
Mountain was a
safe.
movie.
I meant safe as in like it's a good movie. You should like it because it's a good movie.
All
Like
right,
Goodfellas.
but let's all agree.
Or like Shawshank. I'm talking about like if you're picking for me and you pick like something like that, you're picking for me at least. You're not picking like a universally acclaimed good movie. That's what I mean.
I'm gonna say my rationale for why I'm picking this movie.
Fine.
And bring
It's
it
your
in
pick.
for you on the next one.
That's fair.
But just because Price Out of Spite saw me win it this time, even if this is a good, all right, fine. Are you guys gonna agree this is a universally renowned good movie then?
I would
therefore
think
making it
that
safe?
of
I've
the
never seen
three that you just said, Brokeback is the most critically acclaimed.
I'll give you that.
Safe movie.
All right,
But I'm not saying that this is Good Will Hunting safe.
All right, fair. Price, is this of the three? Is that the riskiest or the safest pick?
I don't know what the fuck it is.
I don't either.
I wouldn't necessarily
it's like
say
it's not a
It's a gay cowboy bromance.
It's not like I mean I do listen to an occasional Grant McDonald song, all right? Get off.
They better
of me.
have at least 3 songs in this movie.
All of a sudden you hear bam 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 18 naked cowboys. Brokeback Mountain.
I won't confirm or deny if that had any part in playing why I picked that movie and thought of it recently.
I honestly don't know because it's not like a universally acclaimed movie, which I would like definitely not give it for. But you're not picking something directly targeted towards me, so
No,
I don't know.
I think it's safe. I think it's not safe. I think it's a good pick.
Oh, I'm not gonna be mad about Pathology losing. No,
no. I don't want to get in there and this movie be like the most prestigious movie offered between the three of us or something like that, and we're like, well, I don't want to give it to Dylan because he just picked another good movie.
You know I will not pick.
Now I know Nathan won't.
You started in on me with Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to get that twisted.
All right.
That was a safe move, and you knew it.
If I somehow pick
For
Nathan
For you,
movie.
of all people, I defend that. Listen, sure, it
It's
is
a 1990s,
1990s
cast
Great Gem movie, but for someone who does not like Robin Williams, who
It was as good. It was a very, very good part.
So Robin Williams heavy, and the
is.
movie totally depends on if
A
you
third.
like Robin Williams in this movie.
Yeah.
Matt Damon, like you're gonna come out liking Matt Damon, okay enough. But like if you don't buy or like Robin Williams, this movie fucking tanks for you. So there's no way. That's risky. I don't care what you say. Just
Stellan
because it's a good
Skarsgård.
pick. It's all about who it goes
very
to,
risky.
which is why Gay Cowboys is going to Price Bell. We're watching Brokeback Mountain.
He's learned not to be safe.
I'm definitely throwing this out there that if Nathan somehow wins out of you three, I will eat one of those flowers because
You heard it here first.
that is not gonna
man.
happen.
The challenge
He's got 2
laid
weeks
down.
to decide if he's gonna eat a flower.
He's just gonna go into Google and be like Will Ferrell, animated,
Yep.
fight scene.
Oh, you're gonna be watching Lego Batman by the time it's said and done.
I've already seen it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's one off the list.
That
for
would have been a
Nathan.
good one.
Well, Will Arnett is in that, and I do like Will Arnett a lot.
Yeah,
Watch Lego Masters.
I have not seen that. That's a TV show.
Lego
Yeah,
Ninjago.
it's
This movie's been going on too long. All right,
Yeah.
that's our video. We'll see you next
Yeah.
week. Gay Cowboys.
Hey, Cowboy. I can't wait.
Look at Dylan going home with
I'm
all
looking
this
forward to the
swag.
Look at
recap more than the movie. I cannot wait till we're sitting here talking about Brokeback Mountain.
Oh no.
And I've never seen it.
I haven't either.
Never seen it.
Can't wait.